rolling. I think we're good.
There we go. Now we're centered.
Yes. Hello.
Hi. Welcome back. How was vacation?
It was fabulous.
Yeah, I'm so jealous. I mean, I was
Well,
on vacation
I was gonna
too.
say you were on vacation too.
All right, so yeah, okay,
Except I was a
by
little bit
comparison,
warmer.
I was at the beach, and to be on the beach, I had to be in long pants and a hoodie, and I looked like the Unabomber because my hoodie was tied up like this. But I'll be darned if I was wrapped in a towel.
She sent pictures. I
did.
Share.
I did. And so yeah. I mean, lovely vacation time. Wonderful family spent it with. But come on.
Yeah, I went to Key West. It was a lot of fun, and it was a very interesting trip because most people have this one perception of Key West, which I did too.
Oh, you showed up.
So last night I did.
You showed up in Key West.
I did. However, I was really surprised to actually see how many families were there.
Yeah.
And it was a very interesting trip because, like I said, everyone has this notion of Key West. I was there not only with my oldest son, who's 17, or just turned 17. Happy birthday, Jude. But I was also there with my parents and my husband. So it was like, I was very well behaved until my last night.
And then you showed up. So that was excellent.
I showed up.
Well, welcome home. And thank you for, so for those of you that don't know, first of all, I'm Tracy Barrett. This is Linda Roussis. We're the Focus on Nova real estate team at Century 21 Redwoods Fairfax office, serving all of Northern Virginia for your real estate needs. That being said, I am now the silent partner / owner of Bunnyman Brewery. My husband and his partner Sam are opening that in June. So if you haven't seen that, check it out at Bunnyman Brewing on Facebook or bunnymanbrewing.com. That being said, where was I going with this? Oh, the merchandise, the shirts, t-shirts, and all that stuff is for sale. And what has been super fun, and you got to give shout out to Kevin LaRue for starting the trend.
Mm-hmm.
He got a shirt, went to Miami South Beach, took a picture, and was like, Bunnyman's in South Beach. So we are starting to accumulate the Where in the World. It's kind of like Flat Stanley for those of you who have preschoolers. Where in the world is Bunnyman Brewing? And so far,
Bunnyman showed up in Key West.
And then we had our friend Ed show up at the top of a mountain on Seattle prior to a catastrophic leg break. But he's okay, he'll be all right. And then I had a client show up with one in Portland, Oregon.
I saw that recently.
Yeah. So, and then representing down in Cary, North Carolina, the actual guy, Dave Avis, nice guy, designs. He's a longtime friend of ours who did the logo. So keep a lookout for where in the world Bunnyman Brewing is.
Yeah.
So as you can imagine, I've got a story to tell that happened, and it was pretty darn funny. So as you can imagine, starting your own business and all of that is a little bit stressful.
It is.
So,
it is stressful.
So the Hubs hasn't been sleeping that much, and I've had some anxiety, I guess, lately, and I manifest that in dreams, as we do. So in my dreams,
this is gonna be good.
This is a good one. So in my dreams, when I have anxiety, it's manifested usually by somebody either breaking into my bedroom to attack me, like kill me, not necessarily a physical, but like a kill me, but last night's dream, I was in like an apartment and I'm essentially paralyzed. I can't really move. There's no running involved. So the only defense I have is to yell at my assailant and tell them to get away. There's usually some profanities in my dream as I'm very angry and scared at them. And I'm doing this, right? So Eric finally wakes me up and he was like, you have got to wake up. And he is dying of laughter, right? And I was like, what? He was like, you're dreaming again, only you sound like a turkey. What? So he says, you kind of did this. You were like, no. So at 3 in the morning, the two of us are just dying in bed. And then what's even more funny is apparently I fell back asleep because I'm horizontal, so I go to sleep. That's what I do. And he says, you did it again. And he says, normally I would have gone to the couch, but it was so funny, I just sat there and listened to it. So apparently my cursing when sleeping sounds a lot like
turkey.
So yeah, I turkey call when I'm scared.
That's really funny.
I know. All right, so what's happening in the world today?
My story for today is not as funny.
No.
So I have teenagers. 17 and 14. Last night, I also have 2 dogs, 2 cats. But I feel like with this 17-year-old, we've gone through the phase of
horror.
Right, and very mature. He'll hang, and I should say he would hang out with me before too. But the younger ones just kind of getting into it, not really. But last night, my younger son, Owen, had a lacrosse game. So both Mike and I were able to go. Usually we're not. And I was like, oh, let's take the dogs with us. Well, my one dog literally was like a teenager. Penny, not even Jax, Penny, the one who I call perfect because I think she is. She literally, the entire time we were sitting there, would sit as far away from us as possible with her back towards us. And she would just every now and then look back. And I was like, she's like a teenager, like embarrassed to be sitting with us or something. I was like, what the hell, Penny? I was trying to be nice and bring you to the game.
No dog loyalty.
Belly because people are walking by and he's like, just love me, and Penny was embarrassed to be seen with me.
Oh, there you go. It's come full circle.
Yes, so as I'm sure some of you have already heard, so Prince Philip has died. The Duke of Edinburgh has died. 99 years old. Long life, literally spanned a century.
Yep.
And I do have to say, I'm not like a big like British aficionado or whatever you would call like super into that, but I was really into The Crown.
I watched The Crown. Eric was convinced that I have this like British Irish fetish thing because I went for like that and the Windsors, that whole documentary series. Yeah.
So, but you really get to know, kind of his personality. I would imagine it's somewhat accurate. So that's just really sad that he has passed away.
Definitely an end of an era as far as that goes, but our condolences to The Crown.
Yes. What did you find?
What do you mean, what did I find to do? Well, I will tell you what I found. I found a ratified contract for a buyer.
Woo! Which is almost impossible.
Yeah, so found a unicorn last night. Super excited. Congratulations to AJ and Victoria. I mean, obviously it was not even 12 hours old as far as ratification goes, but it revisits an old thing. So as you know, we're real estate agents. And we sell real estate, and it is a seller's market. And we were just saying that the value is there as far as what we do and what we bring to the table for the sellers. But knowing how to navigate and where to go to get a house for people that need housing. I mean, these people are relocating, and they need housing. And it's one of those things where we really need to think outside the box. And in this case, the house that they are under contract on is a lovely house in a lovely neighborhood. It backs to HOA common area, great location, schools, commute. However, everything in the house is original to 1988. It's functional, it showers, you can shower, the plumbing works, the electrical works, it's just not new. So the reality is we introduced them to one of our contractors, we gave them a few ideas, they saw the value. One of the major questions was, how long are you going to be here? If this was a one and done and you're gone in 4 years, then this is not the house. That said, their answer was, we're going to be here through high school. So you know what, take your time.
Right.
And make it your own. Eric and I did that with our house. I mean, we've been in it now 15 years. It's exactly what we want, the way we did it, not designed by somebody else who flipped it. Who flipped it. So, I mean, you did that with that condo in Reston. It's just, think outside the box, and congratulations to the purchasers.
Yes, congratulations. That is super exciting.
With that said, all right.
Oh, yeah.
So it's prom season.
I know, it is. So we got awards.
We got major awards.
Yes, it was very nice. Yes. So this is our whole team, which you've met all of us at some point on the show, except for Maura. Maura's always our behind-the-scenes person. This right here is our lovely Maura.
Yeah.
So our company, Century 21 Redwood, we had our awards ceremony, a virtual awards ceremony, and then was it yesterday?
No, it was 2 days ago.
2 days ago. It's been a long week. We came in and we were able to come in and pick up our awards. So, do you want to kind of run through what the team did?
First of all, huge shout out to all of our clients who, of course, make our business go, and we're so proud to serve. But long story short, I think the one that I'm most proud of is the Quality of Service Award. Our company sends out surveys, and each year, and I can say this just as an individual and then as a team, we have given the Quality Service Award, which means we had exemplary customer service, serving our clients day in and day out, which then leads to the Centurion Award, which is a production award, and you have to close a whole lot of business, which means that we've got the experience there to help you guys through your transactions. This one was a surprise. So Sharon is an excellent relocation agent, as are we. For years, she's been the top producing agent. So with her experience and bringing everybody else into it, we were able to get the VIP Relocation Agent of the Year award. And that's a huge deal for the teams. Out of all the teams in Redwood, we got the Best Agent award for that. So for those folks, to our point earlier, we've got folks coming into the area that is a hardest relocation client, and we're going to be able to find them a home in this environment. And they only had to escalate a little bit, which is great.
Right. And just to give people a good idea as to what that actually means. So our clients are feeling comfortable enough, and we have set up a process of viewing homes to where they don't, a lot of the times, don't step foot in the home until they've already purchased it. So we really have to work with them for them to trust us and feel comfortable with us. To where we are their eyes and ears on the ground of them purchasing a new home. We've done it in multiple different situations. I'm doing it right now with 3 of my clients where, 2 of them can actually make it down every now and then, but the others are in another country.
Yeah.
So everything is virtual and just really getting, basically we do a very, I'm going to tap toot our own horn.
We've got an awards thing up, or two horns.
Okay. But I just where they trust us enough to do this in the fact where they are in another country. Do they clearly? And it's us even trying to explain to them what this market is,
right,
and what they have to do to get into it. So all about education, technology use, virtual stuff. But it's apparently really paying off.
And this was pretty amazing to have the top team in Redwood, Century 21 Redwood, which has now like 16 offices and over 600 agents. That's a pretty cool one as well. That said, in our company, we have the 4th producing team in the company, and then as far as using our wonderful partners with Mortgage and Highland Title, we were able to get the top performers in those as well. So enough about us.
Yes.
What else is happening? Let's go.
Yes. So some big things. So the world is starting to reopen a little bit. I have to say I'm getting my vaccine today. I'm very excited. Jealous. I get my first dose today, which means I'm going to still safely and distant be able to partake in some of the new things coming. So first we have the Boardwalk Bar and Arcade is opening this year at the Wharf. It's going to be a 10,000 square foot space, both indoor and outdoor. Very think beach arcade, real fun.
At the shore.
Right. So it's going to be at the Wharf. They do already have a location in Penn Quarter, but it's smaller, and this is definitely going to be a little bit bigger. Some other things that are opening, starting to open up. So Workhouse Arts Center, their community market, is reopening on tomorrow. Yay. So this is actually their 2nd annual,
if you guys haven't been able to go, you need to go. It's such a great resource.
It is. The National Building Museum is opening up as well, and then also Victoria Park at the Reach is going to be reopening, and that's the family-friendly outdoor beer and wine garden over at the Kennedy Center. So that's opening as well. Some other things that is going to help everybody else participate in all these reopenings is Virginia has announced that all adults are able to register for the vaccine by April 18th.
Right.
So if you haven't registered or you haven't gotten your shot, obviously you would have had to register to get the shot, but you know what I'm saying. You can do that starting April 18th if you haven't done so already.
Cool.
And then let's see, what else do I have? There is a new winery in Northern Virginia. So the winery at Sunshine Ridge Farm has just opened. It's a 20-acre spot out over on Lake Manassas. Both a winery and a brewery. Obviously right now, since it is new, they're working, they have some of their grapes growing, or they're working with other people as they ramp up their own production. Dogs are allowed, however, people under 16 are not. So don't bring your kids, but you can bring your dog. I know there used to be, when a lot of beer gardens and everything and wineries were opening, there's a big pushback by people of if they were allowing kids or not. and rightfully so. There's a place for them, there's a place not for them. The reason they are not allowing it is because of the lake access, the fact that it's right up to the water,
Right.
which is why they have said that they have decided to not allow young kids, because drinking adults and young kids by water is not a very good idea.
Agreed.
No, nor is probably drinking adults by water,
Yeah.
but such is life.
Well.
But that happens all the time. And then two other things that I have is the National Park Service is proposing taking the GW Parkway down from 4 lanes to 3.
Which I was like, what? That doesn't make sense. But why would they do such a
Right.
thing?
So one of the things is they're trying to be be efficient and environmentally friendly. So taking it down, they are talking about, I think, turning one of them into a turn lane for a certain aspect of it to be efficient. And it's Northern Virginia. It's crowded. It has an impact on environment. So, but again, it's just a proposal that they have put forward. It's not a thing where it's like definitely happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last thing I have is that the bluebells are peaking.
I know.
So
and our friends Carrie and Annie took a walk over in Bull Run and took
know.
all these pictures. And yeah, you gotta go, guys.
Yes. So if you were super into cherry blossoms, or you're over cherry blossoms and you want to take in the bluebells, there's a 1.5-mile bluebell loop in Bull Run Regional Park that you can go
You
do.
can go to Bull Run Winery afterwards.
Yes.
Without your dog, because they don't allow dogs there.
Yes. And you don't have to worry about falling in water.
And you
there's
dish
no
out water. So there's that. And you can fall into Bull Run Creek, but that's not part of the winery. Anyway.
Right. Yes.
All right,
So that's what I have for news.
All right. And the only thing I'm going to put in there is a civic duty call out. There is the Fairfax County 2022 budget is being voted on in April 13 through 15, and therefore I am going to employ you, and according to the various supervisors in the area, the community outreach and testimonial has been lacking. So please do your civic duty, and it doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. Get in at the 13th to the 15th, go to Fairfax County, look at the budget, and this the hearings for it, and say your part, because those decisions are being made by the few, and they are begging to hear from you guys.
Yep.
All right, well, we are 17 minutes into this. Let's get
Oh my
into our
goodness.
PowerPoint here. So this is how awesome we are. Yay. Thank you, clients. Come on, there we go. Week in Nova. This week, here is what you have missed. And you can go to our website at focusonnova.com at Hot and Fresh News, or you can check out our various social medias. And there's a fabulous guide to reopening.
Yes.
We're getting there, and you can check out what's happening, and where you can go see things.
Mm-hmm.
Maura put together a fabulous things to do in April list. Check that out, see what's there.
Yep.
Again, lots going on in the region. Be sure to go. This was probably my favorite thing this week.
Yes.
Okay, so
we
you
have
do the intro because he
Yeah.
was your guest.
So we the first Monday of every month we host a Masters Monday in partnership with Village Drive Village, which is a nonprofit that both Tracy and I are part of in our neighborhood, and we host different speakers that come in. It's completely free. You can catch it on Zoom. We go live on Facebook, and this month we had Charlie Clark, and he is a journalist. I know him from my days in media, to actually where this was the very first story that we worked on. So we invited him to come talk, and it was so amazing, so interesting. So the topic was the grim presence of the American Nazi Party in Arlington, which spanned from about 58 to 83. And it was just very interesting. It's one of those things where it is also what I took away from it is it was also a very interesting look at the Northern Virginia history, because I think a lot of Northern Virginians now forget, like, we
are
the South,
and not a friendly South.
Right. So, and it was a really interesting juxtaposition of what happened back during this time. By no means am I saying people were like rah supporting this. That was not the case. However, they felt that they were capable of being out completely in the open public about this because we were in the South. And then also he got into some of the events that actually took place in Arlington with the Nazi Party in 2017.
Right.
So, and that it just showed a really interesting juxtaposition of the different eras that we're in, and kind of how much Virginia has changed.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I really liked took away from this is the other books that Charlie is working on that I'm really
Right.
excited to look into.
I'm hoping that he'll come back and talk about his other books as well. So I
Yeah.
might be a repeat visitor. But yeah, check this out. It's on YouTube. It's on our YouTube channel. It is under our things to do. If you drop down the tab, it's on the Hot and Fresh News, and if you drop it down, it'll be under Things to Do Masters Monday. Fabulous 1 hour talk. Put it on while you're in the car and listen to it. Ideally, watch it because he's got lots of really unbelievable photos from various protests and demonstrations, and I mean, absolutely mind-boggling that this was right up the road. And what was very cool is that there was a lot of people that listened to this talk with us. We had a nice presence on the as far as attendees, and there were so many people that grew up in Arlington and went to school with this guy's kids, and Rockwell's kids, and it was just fascinating to get the local perspective as being small children growing up, and this is happening in their backyard. So it's not every day that you see real estate agents with swastikas sitting on a slide, but it's super interesting. Check it out. We can get you more information, links to Charlie's website so you can learn more about his book and that talk.
Yes.
But yeah, fabulous talk.
And this is one of yours.
Oh, this is another example of a success we had back in January. What you can get for $778,000 in Herndon. We talked about this before, so if you have an idea of this is how much it will cost and what kind of house you can get for that price point, but then more importantly, how can you get there from a financing standpoint? Explore your down payments and then monthly carrying costs. Oh, as is properties.
Oh yes. So I think Ingrid took us through this one. So there, and I've been seeing. I don't want to say I've been seeing a lot of as-is properties, but as-is properties are not, I want to say, what people mostly think they are.
Right.
So I kind of put them into two different categories. I put them into the category of we just want to sell it, we're not doing anything, put in your best offer, take it. But then I've also actually been seeing a lot of as-is properties as we've just basically almost redone this entire house to put it on the market. Don't ask me to do anything else because I've already given you a brand new kitchen, brand new bathrooms, a new roof, new utilities.
Yeah,
I'm not doing anything else. So we jump into that as to things to be cautious about, really pay attention to when you are looking at a property that is as is, and what that actually means for the process of going through the transaction, because it's slightly different.
I mean, the reality is when you're in Virginia, the way our contract is written, it is an as-is contract, and then you add in a home inspection and other contingencies in order to make it not as-is, or at least negotiable for what things will happen.
Right.
So in the cases where you're in an estate or a foreclosure or a distress situation, or on the other end of the spectrum, they've done everything under God and they're not doing anything else. And frankly, in today's market, when you've got 10, 12 offers on each one, the house is being sold as is, people. They are not fixing anything, because the other 11 people behind your offer will be happy to take it as is.
Right.
So what that means is, in Virginia, you are buying a property as is. You are buying it buyer beware, and once you own it, it's yours. You know, barring fraud, which is extremely hard to prove, of the seller hiding something. Once you buy it, it's yours, and when you start waiving rights, you need to look into it. So we'll be happy to talk to you more about this, but check out the video. Ingrid does a great job with that, and it's important to understand it in this particular competitive market.
Yep. Next week, I know. So So I have started to dive into the redevelopment, or the proposed redevelopment of the Fair Oaks Mall area. It's, well, let me put it this way. We live near it. As soon as I started doing research, my husband's sitting in another room, but we have like open floor plan concepts, so I'm right there with everybody else of that working situation, and I'm yelling to him, we are never selling our house because it's about to get really nice. So I jump into what is proposed, what is very future looking, but a metro is involved. So
so super exciting. So for those of you in the Fair Lakes area, definitely check this one out when it goes out next week.
Yep.
We'll be sure to share it with you on Monday. So we're also going to be sure to share it with the Village Drive Village, because that impacts them and their home values as well.
Yes. We are
Oakton.
Also, yes, this one was mine. Yes. So I was lucky enough, grateful enough to work with a client of mine and get them into a property, like Tracy said, it is so hard these days to get buyers in. And since we're tooting horns today, I'm also going to toot my horn with the fact that I got them in multiple offer situation, and they were a VA buyer. I mean, it was, I don't know what I did. I think I used up all my karma earlier this year getting 3 VA buyers through.
Yeah, Lynn's like the unicorn when it comes to that.
And so I didn't purchase. I helped my client purchase a property in Oakton in the Trevor House community. And so we break down those numbers. This is a great community.
Right. So I think what's important here on this one is that when people hear Oakton, you think Oakton rural, 5 acres, luxury housing, the whole
No,
nine.
we're talking, you can walk to the metro.
Right. So this is on Germantown Road, and there is a whole strip along Germantown Road where there is affordable housing that splits the difference between Tyson's, Mosaic, Fairfax, Fair Lakes. You can go anywhere. I actually placed a client in this exact community probably 5 years ago. Paula, we're due for some bourbon. Anyhow, so long story short, she landed there and cannot say enough. She is an Uber ride to Mosaic and all those places I just said. It's super convenient to the metro. And yes, for a condo at $370, it's expensive, quote unquote. But the reality is the convenience.
But
is
it's also
over the top. Amazing.
It is, and this is a condo, but it's a 2-level condo.
Yeah.
So
it's super spacious.
It is very spacious, very light driven, and little side note, we both lived over there. So here's a funny little story.
There's a lot of funny little stories from when I lived over there.
Yeah, no kidding. So it's like kismet that we were eventually meant to know each other.
Because we've always been neighbors.
We have for a long time. We were.
We have been neighbors for more than half our lives and didn't know it.
I know. I know. So we have lived in the same neighborhood now for 11, almost 12. It'll be 12 years this year. But we, through talking, have found out that we lived actually like right across the street from each other for years.
And you were in the
I was over behind the AT&T building in the townhomes there. So we were neighbors. It was like it was meant to be.
Yeah, so if you're looking at condos and you want something affordable but you're not willing to give up commute, sacrifice, and convenience, this is one to watch because you're going to see what the entry is, what the holding costs are, and your down payments.
Right.
And it's a fabulous place to be and still have that Oakton address and Oakton school system. Holy cow.
I know. It's a fantastic area. We both lived there. It was great. I loved it.
It was super convenient. All right, and then I'll be putting together your tips for planting a food garden. I think we all got excited last year with COVID at home and getting into it, but yeah, it's time to till that soil and get things going. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get it into preventing the critters. My husband has a love-hate relationship with the chipmunks in our yard who... Well, you'll see.
So Tracy, they grew a bunch of peppers last year and pickled them, and you dropped off a bunch. They dropped off 3 massive jars. Jude only has 1 jar left.
He ate all that?
He ate all.
Oh my God, I have more. I'm gonna give him more. I don't even want to know what his digestive tract looks like because those things are fire. I told Eric no more hot peppers. Anyhow, they have pepperoncini and they're delicious. All right, upcoming Focus on Nova events. We've got a bunch of stuff. This one is going like crazy right now. I already have 3 offers in hand. The deadline is Monday, 3 p.m. for offers. It's the open house on Mason Bluff Drive. I think my favorite thing about this is if you look at this kitchen, it's the original kitchen, but Lewis Cabinet Co. did a fabulous job. They took the doors off and they refinished them. I mean, it is a total professional job. They've refinished the hardwood floors the sellers did. It's a beautiful one. So if you're interested in this market, want to see what you can get for what's an asking price of $500, but it won't land there. It's going to be higher. The open house is Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 4. Lynn's doing Sunday, barring any reaction from
one of us will be there each day.
Yeah, I will be there Saturday. She's getting a shot, so if she's incapacitated, then I'll be doing it. You won't be incapacitated. You're going to be fine.
I will be fine.
Best thing about this property is you can see over here, and actually this one here, is the hardscape and landscaping on the side. The exterior is just this oasis of nature. It backs up to parkland, trails, and they've got this double-decker patio, Trex, and aluminum baluster deck with stairs down to the fire pit and patio. I mean, it's a townhouse, but it ain't townhouse living. It's pretty amazing. Grab yourself a beverage and your questions and join us for the home seller seminar. I'm on a lot of Facebook groups, as is everybody else in the free world, and it's hysterical. People, I'm considering selling my house, and then you get all of the jumper honorers who are like, do it yourself. You can sell it in a day. Yes, you can. The difference is that you're going to leave money on the table. I talked about it last point. We've got all of these accolades for a reason, and what we bring to the table are, you can put a sign in the ground and sell, but there are things that you can do to get yourself ready where it makes sense to invest in your property or it doesn't make sense to invest in your property. And there are things you can do, and with our experience that we bring to the table, we will help counsel you to see what it is. So join us for our seminar. It's free. We're not going to spam you. Come to the seminar, see what's there. If you're thinking about getting into the market this year or in 2022, it's a great place to start. It will be customized to your specific needs, and we can talk about that. That is going to be happening next Thursday,
The
and
15th.
then the 15th,
And then the 17th.
Yeah, the 17th at 9 a.m. is the seller seminar, and at 10 a.m. is the buyer seminar. Lynn's going to be 10:30. You're right. Is the buyer seminar? Lynn's going to be doing those next weekend.
Yep.
Things to do this weekend. I've got a couple things. We're going to go ahead and do this though, but it's happening. So things to do this weekend. It is time to garden. It is time to garden. Just a big quick reminder to our Fairfax County residents, please do not put your yard debris and garden debris in plastic bags. The trash service will not take it. They must be in paper bags, or you can put them in a trash can loose and they'll collect that.
Right. And I'm also going to add into that, don't put plastic bags in your recycling, because that you're not supposed to, because it gets in and it messes up the
machinery. Yeah.
So don't do that either.
Other fun thing to do. Okay, I said this and Lynn gave me a face. But I'm a nature nerd, in case you haven't figured it out. I'm a nature nerd, and Fairfax County.
I'm glad I got that swallowed down.
Yeah, Fairfax County is working with the Park Services and have developed cicada bingo. That's right. Brood X is coming, and you can download, and if you want the link, just leave a comment below and Lynn and I will get it to you. But you'll get a bingo card from the Park Service, and then you're tasked with going out and finding the cicadas, either by a water source where they're rehydrating, and just all of the different places you can find them. And it talks about the life cycle of the cicadas, and my little bio nerd is so excited to play the cicada bingo. So we're not there yet, but it's coming for things to do. Comment below, we'll get you the link for cicada bingo.
Yes.
It's free too.
Yeah. Well, the scavenger hunt I found, to let you guys know about, gets you a gift card to restaurants.
That's so much. You could get the cicadas and fry them up.
Right. So Del Rey is doing a cherry blossom scavenger hunt. So they through April 15th. So they are putting doing like hidden blossoms throughout Del Rey. So if you in the different storefronts and restaurants. So if you go through, you can go on get whatever the list, keep track of it, and then if you find them all, you could get a $50 gift certificate to some of the Del Rey restaurants. So
that's so much more bougie. You can do bougie, or you can do granola. Anything else going on this week?
Yes. So I am just so into, especially if you watch the Masters Monday talk, I am so into all spy stuff right now. So I found that the International Spy Museum is doing a pop-up show. It's called Codes, Ciphers, and Mysteries.
Cool.
NSA Treasures Tell Their Stories. So this is going to be going through May 31st. So that's going to be really interesting, where, you get to see all these things that they talk about in spy movies and books and whatever. You get to see the actual stuff. So that'll be really cool. And then also, I feel like I talk about the cherry blossoms all the time, which, by the way, I still in my entire life have never been to see the cherry blossoms during peak season. However, you can do a cherry blossom dinner on the river. It's today and tomorrow. You get a 3-course dinner, and you get to see all of the blooms as you float down the river. It is. It's a dinner.
Who's
boat
doing
tour.
Like Spirit of. I stumped her. Anyhow.
I know, but I didn't write it down, and I can't, and I don't want to say the wrong name. But yes, it's one of the typical dinner cruises out of. I think it's out of the wharf area, but
that was great.
You know what?
Century 21.
Yeah, I want to say I think we have it on our April things to do.
Okay,
so you can go on our things to do page under April and see more information.
All right, so check it out. Eric said he's gonna film me doing my turkey call.
Great.
So, anyhow, everybody have a great week. We hope to see you at the open house. If you have any questions, real estate or otherwise, give us a call, check us out, put us in our comments. We'll be happy to talk to you. And have a great week. I'll do our final finale one more time as we sign off.
Right.
Bye, everybody.
Have a great one.